And welcome back to my channel. My name is Francisca Brackin. For those one here, welcome. For those who have been with me for a long time, welcome. The word that came from the Lord today was something pretty interesting. I was out and about. I was out there. I was hearing him. He brought up to me a piece of news that I got on my phone, and the news was stating about someone that had passed away in this freak accident. They had a chainsaw and they were cutting something, and the chainsaw bounced back and cut them by their throat and killed them. I'm sorry that this is so gruesome. And I began to read on further, and they were explaining how this can happen. And they say that it bounced back because it collided with something that was harder than it, and it caused it to bounce back and return it and damage him and kill him and cut his head, right? As gruesome as that song. And the Lord brought this up to me today. And I told him, meanwhile, I had forgotten it, and I say, if you want me to release it, remind me of what you told me today. Meanwhile, I was out and about. Because, listen, the Lord is such a strategic God. He's such a God of strategy, right? Y'all know I am not really good with speech. I'm like Moses. Moses say, I'm not a Lord. I'm not good with speech. He had all these excuses, and the Lord still chose him, right? So he brought up this to me through I was going about my day, and he reminded me of it. You see, when the Lord wants to release something, he will do various things to get your memory to come back to you. So I was out and about, and I saw this man trimming the bushes, and meanwhile he was trimming the bushes, it came back to me about the chainsaw. And he explained to me the message through that again. And a little while after, I saw something, and I was meanwhile when I asked him that, I came home and I was resting, and I asked him that, and he brought up this show that I was watching, and it had a chainsaw inside of it and the same thing. And I say, okay, he really wants me to release this. So what he was saying with this message, when the chainsaw bounced back, when it collided with something that was tougher than it, and it bounced back and it cut the guy, he say watch out. He said, just like that chainsaw, many of you all have some things, they have put you in a position where they use a weapon that is supposed to kill anything. It's supposed to cut anything. It's supposed, because a chainsaw is a powerful weapon. It's supposed to cut anything. But the Lord say, when it collide with you, because you are tougher than it, when it collide with you, he say it's gonna ricochet back and it's gonna bounce back. It's gonna return. Yes, Lord. It's gonna return to sender. He said, because many things the enemy intended to happen to you, but he said, when it meets you up, you are going to be the thing that it cannot conquer, that it cannot cut. He said, because they do something that it's supposed to take out. It's like dropping a bomb. It's supposed to kill you. They created a weapon so specific that it's supposed to cut down, and it's supposed to kill anything that is in its atmosphere, that is supposed to kill you. They are creating a weapon that is supposed to destroy you, but the Lord say it has collided with something or with someone that is much more tougher than it. Remember, I told you guys that you are diamonds in the earth. He said it collided with that, and now because it collided with that, he said it's gonna ricochet and it's gonna bounce back and return to sender. He said this time the weapon that is formed against you is now, no weapon formed against you will not prosper. Yes, it will not prosper, but he said he's returning it to sender. It's gonna bounce back because it collided with something that was tougher than it. It's gonna come back and ricochet to the one that sent the weapon there in the first place. It's gonna go back to sender, says the living God. Right? You know, when I release powerful messages like that, it's not no joke. However, he reminded me of this about 3 or 4 times today, so he wanted me just to release it. I don't know who or what it is that is coming around you, wherever it is. And the Lord say it is a weapon that is something. And when I say weapon, I'm not saying a weapon. A weapon is anything that the enemy used to take your life, anything that comes to harm you in some kind of way. But he said this weapon, they sent a weapon that in the enemy head, it's supposed to be something that anything it meets, it's going to cut down just like a chainsaw. But he said, oh, because it collided with something and it's going to collide with you and you are stronger than it, he said, guess what is going to happen? It's going to go back to sender. It's going to return back to sender, and it's going to cause massive destruction to that person. The Lord said, touch not his anointed and do his prophet, says the living God. Do his prophet no harm, says the living God. Do his prophet no harm, says the living God. Whoo, because we cry and we say that word like if it's something jokey, but the Lord say, touch the kentania, the yariaske fiota yota, yeah. You guys, if you hear me speaking like that, it's Holy Spirit. To his prophet no harm, says the living God. He's not playing. He's not playing with that. Right? So, listen, you guys, there was a message too yesterday. I put out a message, but this, he wanted me was, he keep on reminding me about this, and he say, explain to them why, when who don't know the story, go and read it up, Google it, something. But he say, explain to them why he told Joshua was to walk around the wall when he was about to enter into the promises that the Lord have in store for him. He said he told them to walk around the wall that much times. He said because just like when he was creating the earth, it was 7 days it took. He said he told them to walk around the wall that much time because meanwhile you are there and the Lord say, it just say, okay, the Lord just said do this and just wait. Do this and just wait. And then on this day he will do this and just wait. He said, meanwhile, you're just doing this and just waiting. Meanwhile, you're just doing what the Lord say and just waiting to see him come to pass, to see certain things come to pass. He said he's working. He said because on the first day he created this, the second day he created that, the third day he did this. He said, meanwhile, that you all are just obedient and just doing this and just walking around the wall and just looking at the situation and just circling it and just wondering how the Lord is going to do it. Walking around wondering how he's going to do it, pacing back and forward, how he's going to do it. The Lord say, I'm doing something. On the second day, I'm doing something. It's just you can't see it. I'm doing something, Joshua. I'm shaking out the dirt in this thing. I'm doing this. I'm fixing this. I'm causing this piece of this wall to drop inside. I'm causing this to get hollow. I'm doing something. Meanwhile, you're obediently obeying me. And he say, come the seventh day, when he had finished do all what he said to do, he said, just praise me now. He said, just praise me now because, oh God. He said, your praises now, cause everything that he has been doing. Meanwhile, you were just wondering how he go and do it. Everything that he was doing on the second, the third day. He said, your praises now, cause these things now to come to visualization. Everything that he was doing, your praises now, cause everything that you have been waiting for to come to visualization. And he said, just walk around. They was just walking and obeying, but he said everything that he was doing on the seventh day. Meanwhile, you think he wasn't doing anything, and you just hold your head down and wondering how the Lord's gonna do it. It's 2 days. How we go and do it? It's 3 days. It's 4 days. How we go and do it? He said, and come the seventh day when I'm finished with everything, I want you to just praise me because it brings out everything that I was doing in secret. Meanwhile, you were just obeying me, man and woman of God. Meanwhile, you were just obeying me. It brought everything out to visualization, says the living God. He also told me this, and he told me, he said, Francine, the reason why I caused them to pace around the world because I needed them to he said it was building up their faith and their courage. While they were doing this, is building up their faith and their courage to give me a praise that will bring things to visualization. He said, meanwhile, you are just wondering how the Lord go and do it come seventh day. But he gave me a specific time, says the living God. You're saying to yourself, the Lord say on this day, come this day, this is gonna happen. Come so and so, that is gonna happen. But how? I've not seen anything. He said, meanwhile, you're thinking he's doing nothing. He said, come the seventh day. He said, the praises will release the blessing. He said the praises will start, the things that has been hidden will start to release the blessing, because he said, come the seventh day, the wall fell down when they began to praise him. Everything that wasn't visible to their eyesight, they began to see their promised land and they enter into it, because he said, meanwhile, you think I'm doing nothing. He said, come the seventh day, just like how he created the earth in the beginning. He created this and he created that. He separated the waters that was above, and he do this and he do that. He said, meanwhile, you think I'm not doing anything. He said, I'm doing doing it. I'm doing it on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 6th, and then I rest. And he said, when I rest, it's for you to praise me, because it is complete, it is finished, and enter into your promises, says the living God. Right? You guys, I had this kind of like joke that I wanted was to give you guys. It's just something that I like to make you guys smile, right? It was just something that the Lord brought up to my mind, and he was just like, he said, Francine, because I was out and about, right? And when I was out and about, he said, I went into this store and I was looking for, I think it was a pants or something I was looking for, and the Lord he brought this up to me when I was coming back home, and he said, Francine, when you're out and about, he said, based on all who have seen, because some people acting all weird when I come in the store, like, he said, based on the fact, remember I released a video about dressing modestly and all these things. He said, when you step into these stores, he said, oh God, excuse me. He said, some of these people probably saying, look, the girl, she's just decent. Come, bring out all of our granny fracks. Bring out all these things, because they automatically mean that dressing decent just mean that you're okay. You're gonna go completely from royally and shorts and everything to just putting on all granny fracks. So he say, all the owners of the store probably saying, how long I want to sell this grandmother frock or whatever it is. Come, look, she coming, come, no, she don't want that. Come, let me get out our inventory. Get out all the granny frocks. So the Lord began to speak to me through that. It's just something. He began to speak to me through that. He say sometimes they just expect, the world just expect for you to just go straight into granny frock, straight from shorts into granny frock, because you see that's decent. He never said to go straight into granny frocks, people. He just wants you to cover certain things and to dress modestly and still have your curves and still look nice, still look beautiful, but not straight into granny frocks. So he said, because some of when I'm saying I come for pants, like, oh no, this have a little bust on it, this have a little thing on it, she wouldn't wear that. Oh good Lord. I'm not going straight into granny frocks. You don't have to start to come and pull out all the granny stuff from the back and just shake out the dress. Anyway, you guys, that's just how the Lord humor me sometimes when, I'm going through some stuff and he just wants me to smile. Just like how I want you guys to smile, so he brought out all these things. But remember the message. There's two messages inside of this. Remember the first one, the weapon that they aim for you, it's going to ricochet. And the Lord said this time, it's not going to just, no weapon form against me won't prosper. And it wouldn't prosper. He said he's causing it to ricochet and bounce off of you and bounce back onto the individual that sent it, right? Because he said they bounce into me. That is why you're tough. He said because you're engraved in me. And he said because you're engraved into the palm of my hand, because you're engraved into me. He said when the weapon come, this is why everything else it could take out, but it can't take you out, because when the weapon come, it does not meet you, it meets you in me. And because it meets you in me, then it bounces back. Because of the force that it's coming with, and it's supposed to do so much destruction, because it meets something that was equally or more powerful than it bounced back to the sender, and it's going to cause great damage that they intended for you. It's going to cause worse damage to them, right? So that was the first message. The second message, he said, I'll just start to praise him. Right now you're wondering how we go and do it and all these kind of things, but he said come the appointed time that you expect for this thing to happen. He said he wants praises to go up to him, because praises brought everything that is in the dark to come out into the light. All of the things that you have been praying for is going to come out into the light, right? So you guys, like I always say, I'm going to end the message there. Stay blessed, stay strong, and remember Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, loves you, and I love you. I now understood something before I go. He said this is why you go through warfare, and this is why you go through so much of things, because it's not about anything, but we who are prophets, preacher, whatever you want to call me or whatever you want to see me as, I'm still his anointed one. We who are doing this work for the Lord, sometimes we go through some stuff, especially when we have messages inside of us. The enemy is trying to stop us, and the greatest thing that he can do is play with our emotions. So he tried to stop us in some way and try to mess with our emotions to cause us not to be able to even have the strength to be able to do it, cause us to either reflect on, all of a sudden you start to think about this and start to think about that, then you don't have the energy or the strength to do it because you're too emotional about what is going on. So this is what we have to face. We go through warfare. We don't just release the messages like that. Okay, remember, he doesn't want us to help you, to give you strength, and to let you know that God is real, that he exists, that he's alive. He wants you to be hopeless, so that we as Christian men and women will not be able to edify and pull up one another. We will always be weakened, right? But he said that this is why you can't be someone that deal up too much in your emotions when you're doing this work. You have to realize when it's warfare and work with that thing. Put on your happy face when you come on and you began to do this work, right? But anyway, you guys, I find like I'm on here long enough. So you guys, like I always say, check out the other video from yesterday, and remember to share, like, and subscribe to these channels. It really does encourages me. Bye guys. Bye bye bye.